Well. Good evening, YouTube. This is your Daily Stoic with your host, Jeffrey. It's 11:41. It's still, oh God, I don't even know what day it is. It's still the 11th, McCabe. I had a full day. Took the kids out. We went to the beach on March 11th. We were at the beach. Oh, my book's almost tattered and torn to pieces. Look at this sad thing. And then went and had dinner with a homie. And then I was like, I didn't go to the gym yet. So I just went and crushed the gym workout, which later at night, with nothing else to do in the day, I was there for like an hour and a half. So if you're someone who struggles with anything, get some exercise, man. It has been the best thing for my mental health, my physical health. When I have nothing else better to do, why not go to the gym? So, if you're feeling sluggish, if you feel like you don't have any energy, give it a shot. And exercise can be anything. It can be a walk. Walking is great exercise. Run, sit-ups, push-ups, squats, something at home. Excuse me. Anything is better than nothing. As always, reading the Daily Stoic, which you can barely read. Maybe I'll write it on the cover here in marker. As always, reading the Daily Stoic, 366 Meditations on Wisdom, Perseverance, and the Art of Living by Ron Holiday and Stephen Hasselman. As I say every single time, if you don't know what Stoicism is, go Google it, do some research, come back, take the journey with me. It's been quite an interesting year and a bit with doing these live Stoic readings. I had people like, why are you doing it? And I was like, I don't know. I did it all last year, and then I wanted to switch it to YouTube. One, I had a lot of positive response on my Facebook Lives. A lot of people said, hey, man, I love listening to them. They help me every day. And then to repeat it again this year, I was like, I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to, make a little imprint on YouTube. There's a couple things. I'm practicing my speech, my live speech. It's immersion therapy. I hope it reaches and helps people. I knew that the transition to YouTube would be slow. Not everybody's going to go from Facebook and go check out my YouTubes. They got a few views here and there. Some of them got 20 views. Some of them got 0 views. Some got 5. But what I realized in the last little while when I read them, this is really helping me a lot, is as I read them and I try to think of what to say to you guys here on these videos, I'm really, really now getting the gist of it. I'm really soaking in the information. I'm really thinking about Stoicism in a whole different way. Especially now that I'm doing them, again, let's say. Last year when I did a lot of these Stoic readings, I was out and about. I did a ton of stuff in the community last year. I was helping out, volunteering my time at McCabe, protesting at City Hall, did a ton of stuff. Now I'm back to work. I don't have that kind of time. I am trying to get involved where I can. But I'm really sitting with the information, thinking about the information to relay it to you. So if I do 366 of these throughout the year, I know I'll be a lot better at speaking, reading, not being nervous in front of the camera, in front of people. And also I'll be a lot more knowledgeable within my Stoic philosophy. So self-serving, and I hope it reaches somebody and helps somebody. If you're here for the first time, say what up. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I am trying to grow the channel. Maybe I'll start editing. I want to buy a laptop. I've never even owned a computer. I'm almost 42 years old. I've never really owned a computer. So I want to buy a laptop shortly. Maybe I'll do an intro. Maybe we'll try to grow it like a real channel. We'll see what happens. Anyways, all that being said, today is March 11th. And I better hurry up because I'm going to miss the deadline for it still being March 11th. It's almost midnight. March 11th, living without restriction. The unrestricted person who has in hand what they will in all events is free. But anyone who can be restricted, coerced, or pushed into something against what they will is a slave. Epictetus Discourses 4.1.128b-129a. The unrestricted person who has in hand what they will in all events is free. But anyone who can be restricted, coerced, or pushed into something against what they will is a slave. I almost didn't really fully get it. Let's see what the modern day Stoics have to say about it, and then we'll break it down. Take a look at some of the most powerful, rich, and famous people in the world. Ignore the trappings of their success and what they're able to buy. Look instead at what they're Look instead at what they're forced to trade in return. Look at what success has cost them. Mostly freedom. Their work demands they wear a suit. Their success depends on attending certain parties. kissing up to people they don't like. It will require, inevitably, realizing they are unable to say what they actually think. Worse, it demands that they become a different type of person or do bad things. Sure, it might pay well, but they haven't truly examined the transaction. As Seneca put it, slavery resides under marble and gold. Too many successful people are prisoners in jails of their own making. Is that what you want? Is that what you're working hard towards? Let's hope not. Yeah, there's a lot to think about there. I mean, if you do have a good job and you do have to kiss ass and go to parties, I've never been a corporate guy, so I don't really have anything in real life to relate to it. I mean, I have worked hard labor jobs, and I'm trading my health and my physical health and my long-term health for money. So I'm also a slave to the dollar, to my, but yeah, if you have to be a different, you're not really free if you have to do all those things and be a conniving, like sales, and some sales jobs are pretty, morally okay, but a lot of sales jobs are grimy. Selling life insurance that has screwed up backdoor policies, or for example, I went door to door. This is years ago before I had kids. There was guys going around, they were selling fixed gas rate prices. I met these guys trying to sell me a fixed gas rate, and I think they started doing hydro too after. But anyways, I wasn't really working, or I was working part-time. I don't remember exactly. I guess I wasn't working. I used to do construction. Anyways, I met these guys. They're like, "Oh, you should come work for us." And it's all like I don't know if you call it like a pyramid, but like this guy signs you up, you work under him, he gets a part of your commission. The one guy had a van, so he had a team. And they were slimy as fuck, man. Like, you learn the inner workings of it. You see that the fixed gas rate, like, long term, it always turned out to be a bad deal. It was grimy. There was like these weird charges that would come out after. There was a bunch of fine print shit, and there were conniving type of folk. Especially there was a couple, like, there's a guy just trying to make a living. There was a young couple, like, I don't want to say low life, but they were grimy type of people trying to do the sales thing. And then there was this one guy, like, just a slickster, I didn't last long at that job because I read the contract, I read what it was, and I'd knock on people's door. And at this point, there was a lot of this going on at the time. Like I said, there was fixed gas rates, there was companies going out selling fixed hydro rates. There was a bunch of stuff like that going on. And I believe there was a loophole, if I remember. These were third-party companies, and they were popping up all over the place. And then they were hitting these neighborhoods. People were sick of it, pissed off. I mean, people were pissed off at you going at their door in the first place. So I wasn't good at it because I would be like, yeah, no, it's fucking dumb. I believe, like, I would talk shit about it, or I just wouldn't. If you weren't interested, you just weren't interested. I'm not going to try to slime you into it. You know what I mean? And I would be very honest, and I didn't believe in it. I knew people were getting bills. I think what had happened was I got one from a different company or something, and I knew that there was this weird thing. After 3 months, you got this weird charge or some shit. You know how it's always like a weird thing, right? So I didn't believe in the product. It made me a terrible salesman. I think I sold one thing. We went to Grand Bend. Sorry, I'm rambling now. We went to Grand Bend. I'll tell the story because I'm already halfway here. We went to Grand Bend. I went with them. I didn't have money. I was like, I don't have money to go to Grand Bend. They're like, we'll pay for everything. It's your first sales trip, blah, blah, blah. They treated me like shit because I didn't have money when I got there. They made me sleep on the fucking floor, all this crazy shit. I was mad. But I'm in Grand Bend with a bunch of strangers. So anyways, I'm walking around. I made kind of friends with people. I'm sitting at this restaurant, ice cream shop downtown Grand Bend. And I'm mad. Like, I don't want to be there now. And I was talking to this lady, and her daughter worked the counter, and her husband was there, all this stuff, and we're all chit-chatting. Well, I sold them this plan, and it worked for them. And they owned something that had a bunch of hot water heaters in it. So the slickster, I don't know what to tell us if anybody gives a shit, but it's funny to me. So the slickster type guy, he was like an older guy in his 40s, like going to the club and stuff. He was a real douchebag. And he ended up having to, oh shit, lights went out. He ended up having to help me finish the sale. And Ended up being a huge sale because they own this thing that had all these water tanks or some shit, and they use a lot of gas. And I ended up making like $450 on one sale, and he helped me close it out because it was my first sale. I didn't know how to finish it, and he was pissed, bro, mad. All of that to say, I hated it. I didn't like it. I would never change my morals to sell people shit that I knew was gonna fuck them over in the end. So that's what I think this teaching was today. That was a long way to get there. You know, if you got to be a douchebag, if you know it's fucking people over, you probably shouldn't do it. You know? And then I think, you know, if you do that for a long time, you'll become jaded. You won't care about people. You know, it's got to lead to some negative moral issues in your life. That is a great lesson from the Stoics. I love you guys. I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.